What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys already know, there's been a ton of leaks and information footage coming out about the brand new Battlefield game. But I've been seeing some opinions online, especially on Reddit, that are starting to worry me a tad bit about the future of this game. And I really do believe that if this is incorporated at some point in time, it will easily ruin the whole Battlefield experience. And, all of this hard work that DICE is doing to make sure they can put together a good, solid Battlefield game for the community, since we've been waiting years on top of years on top of years, all of that hard work is just going to poof up into dust, because once this is implemented, it will, like I said, make everything irrelevant. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget subscribing at that bell. We post daily here at 8 1 Eastern Time. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Splitgate 2. We're trying to cover each and every one of them. So, like I said, subscribing at that bell. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, gotta link that channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and saw a post over on the subreddit for Battlefield by Matt Guzman 148. That honestly just left me completely shocked, and I didn't know this is how the Battlefield community felt. I'm hoping it's not a lot of you guys. Of course, go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below. If obviously you're on the side of this, you probably won't enjoy what I have to say in today's video, but I still want to hear why people would like this in the game. But as you can see right here, there's people who seriously want skill-based matchmaking. I had this interaction in Twitter, and I'm in shock. Is this mindset ortho-usual? I don't know what he meant by that. I feel like the Battlefield community is 100% not that. I'm guessing he meant, is this mindset usual, or I don't know, but you guys, get it. And then the post itself. It starts off with, obviously, the person who is, at blame here saying, I forgot Battlefield community doesn't let you have an opinion. I got called out for not being a gamer, basically, because I enjoy skill-based matchmaking. Then the response to that, you clearly don't understand what the community is about. You learn, you depend, and are part of a team in Battlefield. If you want a meat grinder, you have so many other games. But turning Battlefield into a uber-competitive shooter like COD is what brought it to where it is now. And then the response from the person, like I said, who was at fault here, saying, meat grinder, literally completely missed the point. I don't want a meat grinder. I want teamwork and challenge. Oh my goodness. I rarely saw proper teamwork in Battlefield if I was playing with randoms. And then the final post, obviously the response saying, but you don't want to play with friends with different skill either? We need the 100 to 2 tank player as much as the 314 guy with 120 revives. Skill is different things in Battlefield, and if you push skill-based matchmaking like COD, you miss out in the variety of confrontations and fun. That right there is the absolute truth, ladies and gentlemen. But I am I'm shocked. I'm absolutely amazed, and this worries me because, as we already know, Battlefield 2042 did everything in their power to make sure that we did not have a server browser, right? They wanted to make sure that the server browser was specifically for Portal. And again, I'm going to be real. How many people were truly actually hopping into Portal and playing it consistently, unless you wanted to play a hardcore server, a milsim server, or something of that sort, or, quadruple XP against bots. That's what people hopped into Portal for. If you wanted the base Battlefield experience, you went into Conquest, Breakthrough, so on and so forth, right? And they made sure that if you want to play those base modes, the core Battlefield experience, you have to go into their quick play matchmaking. Now, luckily for us in Battlefield 2042, it does not have a matchmaking bracket. But personally, like I said, EA is not out of the clear here. The developers do what they want to do. If they want to communicate, they can communicate. If they don't want to communicate, then, it's whatever. I have my own separate issues when it comes to development teams and, how they handle games, whether it's good or bad. But the publishers, they are in control of these type of things, okay? It has nothing to do with the devs. If EA says, look, Activision is balling out here, right? It doesn't matter what the player, count looks like right now. They're still making billions every single year. Something has to be going right here. Let's, dabble a little bit in their formula, since that's what everybody always, for some reason, wants to do, and it always backfires. But, it wouldn't shock me if EA would want to do that and further, implement this matchmaking system bit by bit. You can't just do it overnight, right? You gotta slowly get the community into it, And Battlefield 2042 was that moment, I believe. They started off with stripping the server browser away from us, which was the best way to find the best connection, in consistent lobbies. And now they have full, ability to add in a matchmaking bracket if they continue with this path. So I'm hoping that we see a server browser with the next Battlefield, introduction, because that's huge, especially for a franchise like Battlefield. I think it's honestly required. If it doesn't have a server browser, it really kills the experience for a lot of players out there, and relying on the algorithm to dictate the best connection for you is, 9 times out of 10, not the best thing. It's much easier to go and look with your own eyes and say, oh, look, that lobby is going to give me 20 ping. Perfect. That's the way. But back to what I was saying. With how EA is kind of slowly introducing the no server browser, on top of seeing people in the community actually saying these things, it's not good. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen, and this is not what we need to see whatsoever when it comes to Battlefield. Like I said, the person responding to the person that was, claimed that skill-based matchmaking is amazing, put it perfectly about Battlefield. It's the truth. Battlefield needs all different types of players to fill into the experience. If you had a skill-based matchmaking bracket in a game like Battlefield, you would see nothing but a bunch of assault players using the best meta classes, just absolutely trying to stomp out one another. That's all you would see. You wouldn't have, the occasional, tank player that actually plays with the squad. You wouldn't have any of the air support. Maybe you would, and it'll just be professional air support players instead of actually having a mix of different types of players. You know what I'm saying? So every match would just be hyper competitive. You would barely have anybody running support because obviously, in this game, if you're going to be stuck to an LMG, the majority of the sweats aren't going to do that. They're going to want to have assault rifles, SMGs, get up in people's faces, unless, of course, DICE changes that around with the weapons. But I think they're going to make it class-based when it comes to the weapon categories in the next Battlefield game. And I hope they do, because, again, I think that would balance out the support class the way it is with meds and ammo at the same exact time. But regardless, I'm rambling on a little bit. The point being made is that you simply won't be getting that variety in gameplay. And let's be real here, in a game like Battlefield, that's required. You need that variety to have fun, engaging matches, to be able to have players who enjoy absolutely everything in the game and not just the most competitive ways of, what the game is all about. That's what COD is now, ladies and gentlemen, and it used to not be this way. Yeah, COD always has a meta, so does Battlefield, but the differences is that nowadays that meta is over-abused. That's all you ever see. The casual experience is literally ranked. You might as well just go into ranked, because in ranked, at least you're guaranteed, if you're playing solo, to have good teammates to back you up. Why go into casual when you're going to be, versing the best and most amazing players? Your team isn't up to par with any of them, and all of them aren't going to be playing around with anything else in the game besides the same exact thing. Back in the day, it wasn't like that with Call of Duty, but with the matchmaking system that we have in place, that is what it's slowly introducing. And if Battlefield picks up this matchmaking system, that is going to be the same exact experience that you will all witness in the next Battlefield game. And I'm telling you right now, it's not what you want. I think people, associate having skill-based matchmaking with allowing casuals to be able to kick back. Because for some reason nowadays, people think that no skill-based matchmaking means, sweats want to stomp casuals. So they think, okay, skill-based matchmaking equals safety, a safety net. It's not. Everybody's going to sweat regardless. Even with no skill-based matchmaking, X-Defined, for example, ever since day one, I still had to sweat. And that game had no intense MMR system in place. So it doesn't matter, whether you have the algorithm dictate what your experience is going to be, or if you just let it be random. The difference is that when it's random, yeah, you're going to have to sweat still, but at least you get variety in matches. You will actually see different things, different weapons, different good players experiencing the game in different ways. And yeah, in a game like COD, skill-based matchmaking can meld into the experience easily because, again, you don't need multiple different experiences to enjoy Call of Duty, technically. Everybody can run the same class and you can still get that, fast-paced, fix out of COD. But Battlefield thrives off of variety. And so did COD. Like I said, COD thrived off of variety as well. That's why so many people are leaving the experience, because that right there is being lost. It's a lost art form in Call of Duty. But, like I said, since, the main fix of COD is still fast-paced, action-packed, gun-on-gun gameplay, people, even with skill-based matchmaking, still dive deep. Whereas Battlefield, once the variety is gone, the game is gone. It's just as simple as that. A game like Battlefield cannot thrive without the variety factor. People don't just hop in for, fast-paced, action-packed, gun-on-gun action. No, they hop in for the experience. the full atmosphere of Battlefield. All the air support, the tanks, people running support, dropping meds, ammunition, being revived, playing assault, going to hunt down tanks, hunting down air vehicles, or just messing around and doing crazy things. All of this stuff that I just mentioned is what forms Battlefield. And once matchmaking is in place, over half of that, if not all of it, will vanish, leaving nothing but just overly competitive sweat. And again, I don't think that's what the Battlefield community really wants. And I genuinely think that the Battlefield community, not everybody, but a portion, are a little confused on skill-based matchmaking. And I really do think, like I said, the agenda of skill-based matchmaking nowadays, it's kind of hooking more casual players in because people think that they can't enjoy a game without it. It's like I said, it's a safety net, when in reality, it's not. And it will destroy the whole franchise if they try to incorporate it in a much heavier manner. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 morning Eastern Time. And, of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But, as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.